Hello and welcome to another Bad Comic Review. This time we're looking at Dark Nights Metal issue 4. Now, a lot happens in this issue. So we start off with Batman about to be escorted by two evil supermen. They're going to drag him down into a bad place. But thankfully he manages to grab a gauntlet off this evil Superman, and he recognizes it as one of his weapons. And he's able to grab his Superman, and call on Dream to take them somewhere safe. Meanwhile, Dr. Fate, Wonder Woman, and Kendra Saunders are fighting the 7 deadly sins at the Rock of Eternity. Now, obviously they should be being welcomed, but they're not because the statues know something they don't. And down in Atlantis, Deathstroke and Aquaman are at the tomb of Arion, who was the first king of Atlantis. Then on Thanagar Prime, Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific go to make a deal for some nth metal, but it turns out that Onimar Sin is the ruler there now, and he has eaten all the nth metal. And he is aided by his new friend Starro the Conqueror, who sounds like that guy at the gym that makes fun of you for not lifting enough weights. Sounds like him. Very Broheim kind of speaking patterns. Very kind of unsettling and annoying. And Starro is keeping Green Lantern from using his ring, so they are imprisoned. Meanwhile, the Sandman has saved Batman and Superman and takes them to Lucian's library in the Dreaming and tells them a origin story, a fable if you will, about a monitor and an anti-monitor and a dragon that was at the World Forge where this third large creature was tasked with creating new worlds, and the dragon would eat the ones that didn't work out and they would be destroyed. Barbados was the dragon originally, but it killed its master and has decided to conquer everything. So Batman and Superman are sent on a mission to go to the World Forge to try and make sure that there is still some hope there. Meanwhile, everybody else is having a bad day. Aquaman and Deathstroke end up in another dimension where they don't know where they're going. Green Lantern and Mr. Terrific are trapped in a cell. And it turns out Kendra's got some sinister plan of her own to throw the astral brain of the Anti-Monitor into this passage to the multiverse, and it might actually destroy everything. Just when they're about to stop her, she transforms into this horrifically evil-looking creature that calls herself Lady Blackhawk, and Dr. Fate's about to do something but is zapped by Black Adam, and it looks like Fate is gone. It's just his helmet sitting there smoldering, which really is bad for the good guys, because Dr. Fate's very powerful. Meanwhile, Superman and Batman find some bad news when they find Carter Hall and what's happened to him. It is not pretty, and that's where the issue ends. Things are looking pretty grim for the heroes. As usual, this is a good issue. It's very fun. It's not a real deep issue. This is probably the most in-depth story part of it, but Scott Snyder's doing a pretty fun job. Greg Capullo's doing a pretty decent job on art. I think it's a fun series. It's not heavy intellectualism. There is a little bit of world building here, but it's all done for the goal of wrapping up the series. It's only a 6-issue series. The next story is Hawkman Found, where we're going to learn what happened to Hawkman, and then we'll get to issue 5. We got Black Adam back. We've got the Thangarians, all their shenanigans. Starro's back, although I don't like the personality they're giving him. And Sin is back, and there's lots of references in here for old school fans to kind of get excited about. So we might be seeing some old characters return that have been missing for a decade or two. But in the meantime, this is definitely a recommend, and that's going to wrap this episode up. Hopefully the series continues to be good, and I would say definitely pick this up if you get a chance. But that'll do it for this episode. As always, thank you so much for listening and supporting the channel. Be sure and hit like, share, and subscribe, and we hope to see you on the next episode.